We'll call this council meeting Monday, October 17th to order. Invocation given by Mr. Stewart and the Pledge of Allegiance by Mr. Dahl.
Let us pray. Our Father in heaven, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the very many blessings you've given us. We ask now that you'll watch over these proceedings and they'll be pleasing in your sight. We ask that you'll watch over the citizens and the employees of Scottsboro as they go about their daily lives, bring home the military safely to their families, guard, guide, and direct us so in the end we may all come to thee. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Phillips, will you do the roll call?
Mr. Dahl?
Here.
Ms. Tolliver? Here. Mr. Ashburn?
Here.
Mr. Stewart?
Here.
Mr. Bailey?
Here. Before we move to adopt the agenda, we're going to add a number 12. Number 12 would be the change the staff accountant job to assistant finance director. And that'd be effective today. So add number 12 to your agenda. With that being said, do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Agenda's adopted. Next, we'll move to approval of the previous minutes. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion on the minutes? Hearing none, we'll vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Minutes are approved. There's no old business, so we'll move straight into new business. First thing is to present the Library Employee Service Awards. Mayor?
We have the privilege of awarding 2 service awards to library employees tonight. Martha Avon, would you come forward? Martha, this award is an appreciation of your 5 years of dedicated service to the Scottsboro Public Library. Presented this 17th day of October 2022. Congratulations. Pat Chandler, would you come forward, please? Pat, this is an appreciation for your 15 years of dedicated service to the Scottsboro Public Library, presented this 17th day of October 2022. Congratulations.
All right, number 2, consider the ordinance to amend the Tree Commission ordinance. Do I have a motion to approve this?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion on the ordinance? Hearing none, we'll vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Number 3, consider the ordinance to vacate right-of-way. This is the Jernigan Street off of Howard. Do I have a motion to approve this?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion on this? Hearing none, we'll vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Number 4, consider the resolution to surplus the police department property. This is a 2001 Silverado. Do I have a motion to approve this?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion on this? Hearing none, we'll vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Number 5, consider the resolution to surplus solid waste property. This is 2018 Freightliners. Do I have a motion to approve this?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion on that? Hearing none, we'll vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Number 6, consider the resolution to authorizing the pay scale and anniversary date adjustments of eligible workers. This is the correction of the pay increase, that the people who moved to 6, their anniversary date will be 10/1, and the people who moved to 7, their anniversary date will be 10/1. So I have a motion to approve this.
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion on it? None, we'll vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Number 7, consider the administration aide job description. Now, this is the front office job where the 2 part-time jobs are going to turn into 1 full-time job. So do I have a motion to approve this?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second.
Any discussion on that? Hearing none, we'll vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Number 8, consider the budget amendment for the accountant, billing administrator for the solid waste department. This job is on the books already, just hasn't been budgeted in several years. So do I have a motion to approve this job?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion on this? Hearing none, we'll vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Number 9, appointment to the Water, Sewer, and Gas Board. At this time, I open the floor and ask for nominations. You have in your packet the 2 names who put in.
I'd like to nominate Reed Henshaw.
Okay. Reed Henshaw.
I'd like to nominate John Paul.
Okay. John Powell. Okay. So we'll go in order as they were nominated. You got Reed Henshaw. Ms. Phillips, we do a roll call vote.
Mr. Dahl?
Yes.
Ms. Tolliver?
Yes.
Mr. Ashburn?
Yes.
Mr. Stewart?
Yes.
Mr. Bailey?
Yes. So with 5 votes, Mr. Henshaw will be reappointed to that board. All right, move to number 10, appointment to the Downtown Redevelopment Authority. I'll open the floor, ask for nominations for this. You have 2 names and we have 2 spots. So
I nominate Brent Miller.
Brent Miller. Any other nominations?
I'll nominate Cliff Ford.
And Cliff Ford. Since we only have 2 names and 2 spots, I'm just going to bundle these together and we'll just vote together. So, all in favor of this? All in favor of putting Brent Miller and Cliff Ford on this board, on the authority?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. All right. Number 11, announce Historic Preservation Commission vacancies. Ms. Phillips, will you go over that again?
On September the 19th, we announced 3 vacancies on the Historic Preservation Commission. We did not receive any letters of interest, so we still have 2 vacancies that will expire in November 2025, 1 vacancy that will expire November 2026. Also, Meg Nipper's term expires November 2022, and this is also a 4-year term. So anyone interested in any of these positions can apply in writing to the city clerk's office.
All right. So we'll leave that open for applications. And we'll move to number 12. This is change the staff accountant job to assistant finance director, effective today. Do I have a motion to approve that?
I make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion on that? Hearing none, we'll vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We'll save this to the end. So we'll finish up the meeting and then we'll go into a work session. So I'll need a motion to adjourn from the meeting.
Make it motion.
Motion.
Okay. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion on that? Hearing none, we'll vote. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? We're adjourned. Give me just 1 minute and we'll start the work session. Or less. Y'all good? You good? All right. We'll call this work session Monday, October 17th to order. We'll dispense with formalities and move straight into the meeting. Number 1 is the public hearing to rezone 1290 Porter Road. This is the time and place for the public hearing. Anyone here for this? Thank you. Anyone here against this? Okay. I'm going to give everyone, of course, Mr. Clark, I'll give you a chance to come up and present your case, and I'll give everyone 3 minutes to come up and say your piece on it. All right? Mr. Clark? We've seen it
We've got
3 or
it.
4 times. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Hired an engineer, Multiple Smith Engineering, Billy Smith, and it exceeds the 100-year floodplain limits. So the water will go over the dock before it goes into those folks' yard. So everything sheet draining across my property will go into my retention pond, which then spills into the, I already looked at it, which spills into the right of way. So out on right of way.
Okay.
And they've approved all that, so.
All right.
That's all I got.
Thank you, Mr. Clark.
You know what you're on, so.
And whoever wants to go first, you're welcome. Just come up and state your name before you begin.
All right, thank y'all. My name's Eddie Carter, and when you asked who's for, who's against, and I talked to Lamar, I'm not saying I'm against Lamar. I'm not saying I'm against the rezoning. But I will say, and I told Lamar this, he called me a couple of weeks ago and asked me, was I against it? I said, no, son, I'm not against it, or sorry, I'm not against it. But I gotta go over there today, digging out, and then haul 10 loads out of my yard, and the drainage ditch that runs off July Mountain, that runs beside all these folks' house and beside my house, the water don't leave me as quick as it used to. And I told Lamar that. Now, whether that has anything to do with him building up that over there, because the property I bought from Lamar, I came to the city and I said, hey, can I change the direction of that water? That ditch up there at the corner of that property, because I own at the corner of Porter Road and Highway, my partner bought that. No, you cannot change the direction of water. Now, I don't know if the retention pond's gonna help us or not, but I'm spending several $1,000 to get all that. I bought some property in Bucky Irving, so I could do what I'm doing. And my neighbor in front of me, Wayman Maples, we're digging behind his shop because the water runs through his shop. He has to open the doors for the water to escape his shop. So now, whether that for me to stand here and say there's never been a water problem, that's not true. We've had water over there, but does it go away as quick as it used to? No. Do I care if Lamar builds something over there? No, I don't care. Do I think some of what he did had anything to do with the water? Somewhat, and I told Lamar that. If the retention pond takes care of that, then I guess we're good. But us as folks that live in that neighborhood, who's had to put French drains in, who's spending several $1,000s to dig it out, get over there several more days hauling out dirt and digging a ditch, making that ditch wider, pulling it over on the ditch toward me, not on Bucky, but, you know, the water used to, I think, went across Bucky's property, might have went to Lamar's, then it made it to the 72. Now, I talked to the mayor the other day. I think that water trying to go back uphill, that's a problem going back down to the creek. I understand that. But I'm trying to get the water off of me. And I just told these two gentlemen, I said, you better get the guys to mine to dig yours deeper, because the water's coming to you. And I don't know what to do about it. But I'm not against, when I raise my hand, I'm not truly against Lamar. I just don't, because I'm gonna stay there until I die. I was gonna move. But I built my shop, and when I built my shop, I I had to build it far enough out, far enough up, that this water don't run through my shop. And you guys wouldn't want that at your place, either, so, I just wanna make sure that we're good, because I'm gonna be there till I die, maybe tomorrow, I don't know. But Angie and her next man will be there, and I want to.
Thank you, Mr. Carter. Next, whoever, just like I say, state your name. Anybody else who wants to speak on this? And you'll have 3 minutes.
All right. Thank y'all. Brandon Honeycutt, I'm a resident of LaSalle Drive. I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to come and speak. I'll echo a little bit of what Eddie said. I'm not necessarily against any private property owner doing whatever they see fit on their private property. But my concern is also for my private property. What Eddie said is true. We've had flooding problems that are not moving off as quickly as they used to. And even with the work he's done, the ditches on the backside of our property are a meter at best to move that water adequately off of us, and now we're starting to see ponding issues. And I appreciate the efforts that have been made to try to rectify some of that, and my concern is if in the future, if there is a commercial development and that changes from open ground, forest land to a hard surface, impenetrable surface, if that will exacerbate that problem or not. So that's the other concern I have. And also on behalf of my neighbors, their visual representation of what they see when they walk in their backyard, what they're looking at. I know they're concerned about that, so I speak on their behalf for that reason. But the main concern now, of course, is the flooding issue, the drainage issue, and I know that's something we'll probably have to work on our own, but just wanted to bring that to light, that will be something that is a concern, of course, to us in the neighborhood. And again, I thank you for your time. I appreciate your consideration of this matter.
Thank you. All right. Anyone else want to speak on this matter? Okay. All right.
Mr. President, I have a
Go
quick
ahead.
question.
Mm-hmm.
Could it be the drainage where it starts to go under 72? Could that be the problem why things are backing up?
I mean, it could be, because we all know, and the street department's been over there, the little song, where it comes back under the song, and they're trying to move it over Highway 72, go back to what we call Blank Creek,
Right.
Make it there. And that's part of the problem, and I think that's a state problem.
Because I did,
I also believe that ditch was put in by the city of Scottsboro. Shaq Johnson told me that years and years ago.
right,
That he went on private property and helped put that drainage ditch coming off of July Mountain all the way down beside Bucky's house. And I asked him, and two previous mayors, not you, Jim, came to my house and ran on the situation. Well, I'm pretty vocal. I said, hey, you got my vote to do something about this ditch over there. We'll do it. The same mayor came back next year. And his wife told him, said, you lied to him next year, you're not going to get his vote this year. Get off his board. That could be part of the problem.
I did go out there one day when it was raining pretty hard to look at the situation, look at your backyards, and I saw what you guys are going through, and that was my assessment of the whole thing, was that water wasn't moving fast enough right there at 72 where it goes under the highway out, and that's what's causing it to back up. Now, is there more water coming over because of what he did or because of the Porter Road? Maybe, I don't know. But if you got water running up here and it's dammed over here, it's not going to go. It's going to flood.
The same token, that was not built up for the
Yeah.
push, and it's not going to be a problem as much now as it will be when we have asphalt.
Right, yeah.
And then it's not going to penetrate into this ground at all. Now, the retention pond, that's going to help.
Oh, yeah.
And that'll definitely help the new property owner when he sells it, But right now, it's going to cause us a problem.
Yep.
And that's why I'm jumping ahead of the game. I'm going to pay like $8,000, $9,000, I'm digging that ditch out.
Wayne, you know anything about that ditch, the one I'm speaking of? It's Lasone, corner of Lasone and 72. All that water goes right there and out.
We could speak to the state and see what they would do. They did on the other side of the song. They cut that across that field, and the guy there in the first house was having a problem. We finally got the state to come and they dug that out and took care of his issue. So we'll speak to them about this other side.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Anyone else have any questions or?
Just a question for the homeowners. you've always had a little bit of water issues, like in your backyard. I visited y'all over there, you know, and it was wet during that time. But is it more so now since it's been built up?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, and to the point that we're actually losing property for the turbidity of where it turns to go in the back. We're, you know, we had a couple more, inches or whatever. Now you can see the stop where our property line was, and you get, you know, what do they call it, stakes and. Property. Now you can see that like sticking up out of the ground where it's, you know, the turbidity is increased. The volume of water is definitely increased. We cannot get it off of us fast enough, and it saturates our backyard to the point that it's, you know, I've got the marsh in the backyard. We can't, we don't have, now my concern is yes, we built that up for they changed the, us being there since 2002, they changed the water flow, you know, drainage from, on Porter Road, but when he built that up, that's when the flooding was really kind of, you know, put back on the song the way it is. We are lucky that we don't have as much as our next door neighbors, but we are seeing problems on our property that is, you know, not consistent with 20 years of living there in the last couple of years. And it's, you know, you've got kids that play, you've got kids that, you know, and we want to have our property nice for, you know, see. So, I'm concerned that, you know, we built some Dollar General, we got like 5 here, or, you know, 4 or 5 in every corner. Let's do something nice, why not, something repeated.
Lamar, would that retention pond, would it keep more water going toward these people?
Any water that crosses my property is within that. Any drop of water that burns on the left side and out the control structure in the pond, any water that goes across my property, no water from my property is crossing the left side. My thing is, my question is, I guess, I mean, I'm not trying to miss part of it or whatever, but I don't understand what this has to do with being C1 or R1.
Well, that was my next question for you was, what were your plans? Typically, we don't rezone unless we have plans, so that's why I was going to ask for the property.
I don't have any definite plans for it, I mean,
Okay.
I'm not gonna change anything.
Yeah.
We're having problems now, and I'm not gonna change it. Dirt's in there now, nobody ever said a word.
Normally, when people come and ask for a change in the zoning, they have a particular reason they want it changed. They're gonna build something or make something, and this is just unusual from my time being on here.
Do you think, you bought that property, do you think it'd be R1 or do you think it'd be city or city? Would you do it, is it, I mean, honestly, everybody across the board there, is that commercial property or is it residential property?
Well, since it's been filled in, I'd say it's a commercial property. You would assume that it was, but it's originally zoned R1. It could have been R1 before it was filled in. I don't think it could be now.
It'll be a Dollar General or mini storages or, I don't know. I mean, the way I always got started was when Bob Freeman approached me about buying. Same way Eddie approached me about buying 6 acres of Oklahoma. So, I don't know. Bob was gonna buy it as an investment. I don't have any certain, I just think, I do not think, why would anybody want to do residential property? You think you can have it? I don't. I can't see a house built there, can you? Whether it's 4 foot low or 4 foot high. It's commercial. It's like, there's just across the street. I can tell you something. The city will receive tax revenues from it, comes in Oklahoma. We're gonna get tax dollars in our city, right?
We have like 4 or 5. Build something nice.
Anyone else have any questions on this matter? All right. Hearing none, we'll move this to November 14th for a vote. That'll be the first chance to vote on it after the 15-day waiting period. All right, we'll move to number 2. Discuss the resolution to surplus street department property. Mr. Moore?
Thank you, all. Got some items I need to surplus. I think y'all all got a list. If you got any questions, I'll answer it best I can. If you got any questions, I ain't have.
I did ask some questions, Mr. Moore, before we sat down. You see the camper shells and the truck slide, the bed slides. Those are not actually on the vehicles. Those are just extras that came off other vehicles. And so he plans on putting all this on Gov Deals, right?
One of the campers and the slide is for a half-ton pickup, the other one's for a three-quarter ton. So the difference.
The proceeds from this surplus, is it going back into your account or?
Yes, sir.
Anyone have any questions on anything's going to be surplus? All right. Hearing none, we'll move that to next week's meeting. Thank you. That will conclude the work session. There's no delegations tonight, so we'll go to reports. Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. President. I've got 3 or 4 things tonight. I spoke with Jennifer Franks with TJ Maxx just before the meeting, and she is saying that TJ Maxx is having a grand opening Sunday morning at 8 p.m. starting at 7:30 on October the 23rd. So that's the first one in shops of Scottsboro that will be open Sunday morning, October 23rd at 7:30. I'd like to say congratulations to the Downtown Redevelopment Authority in Main Street for a very successful barbecue festival. I don't know how many thousands of people were on the square, but that was quite a crowd, and congratulations. We also have received notice of a couple of grants. The city is receiving a $35,000 Bynum Foundation grant for Caldwell Park that we had submitted for lighting improvements. And we are also receiving a $400,000 CDBG demolition grant, another one for that we received through ADECA, thanks to Ken Boswell and Governor Ivey for that. So we're looking forward to getting started with all those. And that's all I've got, Mr. President.
Thank you. Those are both exciting. Go to Mr. Stewart.
I don't have anything this evening. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Mr. Ashburn.
I'm just glad to be back. Appreciate it.
Glad you're back. Thank you. Ms. Tolliver.
I don't have anything. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Dahl.
I don't have anything, thank you.
Just going to remind everyone, next meeting's October 24th. We also have a SWDA meeting at 4 o'clock next Monday, so remind you of that. And then the next work session / organizational meeting will be November 7th. And I really can't go any further than that until we have that organizational meeting to figure out when the next meetings will be. So that's the next 2 anyways. So with that being said, this will conclude the meeting. We're adjourned.